Hi friends, thanks for joining us again for another education session. Today's educator is Kate Penn, Executive Vice President and CEO of Society of American Florists. Kate has a BS in journalism from Bowling Green State University, a fellow Midwesterner, I might add. She leads the SAF team in their day-to-day activities and is responsible for developing the overall strategic position for the entire SAF organization. Kate joined SAF 33 years ago as a writer and editor, and then held positions as editor-in-chief, publisher, vice president of publishing and communications, and chief content and publishing officer. So she's definitely a standout in our industry with experience and the street cred to go with it. So without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce Miss Kate Penn.
Thank you so much, Cindy, for that great introduction. Whenever I'm reminded about how long it's been since I've been in the industry, I just always have to chuckle because time does fly. I know a lot of people who have a long tenure in this industry, and we all say the same thing. Time sure does fly, and we love being a part of this industry. It's a fantastic industry. I'm really excited to be here at this IFE event. It's such an honor. I'm so glad to have been asked to speak, so thank you for having me. And ultimately, today's presentation, what I want to talk about is about spreading the power of flowers with this great event that is here for our entire industry to take part in. So just going back a little bit on this event, 6 years ago, a group of SAF volunteer leaders came up with an idea. What if the floral industry could harness all that we know about the powerful health benefits of giving and receiving flowers, and not only communicate those messages to the public, but also find a way for consumers to experience firsthand the powerful emotions that floral gifts generate? And what if we could figure out how to do that as a collective effort so that each individual business's efforts are amplified with a clear message that resonates across the country: flowers make people happy. That was the seeds of inspiration for Petal It Forward, the Pay It Forward initiative that SAF spearheaded in 2015, and we've been doing it every year since. Let's watch this video.
Hello, sir. Random act of kindness, free flowers today. Take one for you, one for someone you know.
Free flowers?
Here, welcome. I'm a window cleaner. Why you giving me flowers for?
It's just about spreading random acts of kindness. Can I give it to people at my work? Of course, anyone. Thank you so much. You're welcome. You made my day.
One for you, or one for you to give it to somebody else?
We're going to give it to the receptionist in the hospital we're going to go to.
There you go. That's perfect.
It's so nice. You give one to someone else to make their day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But I know.
Why did you give it to us too?
I don't know. I'll find somebody random on the street I can. So we're going to give you a second bouquet for you to give to somebody else.
Thank you.
Just to pass forward the kindness that was given to me, make you feel good the way they make me feel good, maybe you do the same.
This is kindness.
They make me perky. Oh my God, they make everybody's day.
I will give it to someone that I don't know that I'm going to meet very soon. That looks like they need a smile on their face.
I'm going to start doing it myself. I think it's a great idea. Everybody should do it.
just love that video. And that the last lady there is a great point. Everybody should do it, right? I've seen that video so many times, and I don't know, for me personally, I always just get some chills sometimes when I watch it, and some of those experiences watching people get the flowers. So one thing I wanted to mention quickly is this effort is really thanks to SAF member dues, what we've been doing with Petal Forward for the last several years, as well as a separate fund that takes funds voluntarily contributed by growers, wholesalers, retailers, importers, and other suppliers into SAF's PR fund. So real quick mention of that. The premise of Petal Forward has always been very straightforward. Participating industry members from all segments are encouraged to give out 2 bouquets or flower stems to consumers on a dedicated Petal It Forward day. The recipient keeps one to enjoy for themselves, and they pass it along, the other one along, to someone else to enjoy. Now, as you can see from that video, as well as these images on this slide, it creates, giving that kind of a gesture creates instant happiness, warmth, and good feelings. The participation and results of this event over the years has really been amazing. Just in last year's events, more than 600, we had more than 600 what we call events. Petal It Forward is an event, but when an individual business takes part, we call that an event too. And so we had more than 600 businesses around the country. All 50 states, Puerto Rico, Canada, took part in it. And the social media coverage and traditional media coverage across the board is phenomenal. The media love this story. So thinking about the event for this year, however, our first instinct was, we can't do this, an event that looks like that with all the hugs and touching and hand holding and exchanging. That's just not safe. But we're also aware of the challenges that our industry is facing that would make participation harder. People have lean teams, razor thin margins, and work-life balance is an issue, and it's turned everything upside down. At the same time, we knew we need this event more than ever. And in fact, the effort is poised to tackle some of the real challenges. According to the National Center for Health Statistics, roughly 1 in 12 American adults reported symptoms of anxiety disorder at this time last year. Now that number is 1 in 3. The Kaiser Family Foundation released a tracking poll in July showing that for the first time, most American adults, 53%, believe the pandemic is taking a toll on their mental health. Not surprisingly, the pandemic is having a direct impact on the emotional health of seniors in isolation. According to a study from USC Schaefer this past spring, 27% of adults over the age of 60 live alone, and those older adults are significantly more likely to feel anxious or depressed. We know flowers can help. Now, here's what we know about flowers and stress. In 2018, SAF commissioned the University of North Florida to conduct a study looking for a correlation between flowers and stress reduction. It concluded that adding flowers to indoor environments results in a statistically significant and meaningful reduction in stress. Participants of a behavioral study conducted by researchers at Harvard University and Massachusetts General Hospital confirmed that people who wake up on the wrong side of the bed reported being happier and more energetic in the morning after looking at flowers the first thing when they wake up. Now, what might be SAF's most well-known study about the emotional impact of flowers, this was conducted at Rutgers University, proved scientifically that flowers have an immediate impact on happiness. Across the board, all study participants expressed true or excited smiles upon receiving flowers, demonstrating extraordinary delight and gratitude. This reaction was universal across all age groups, every single participant in the study. Moreover, the study showed that flowers have a long-term positive effect on moods. Specifically, study participants reported feeling less depressed, anxious, and agitated after receiving flowers, and they demonstrated a higher sense of enjoyment and life satisfaction. Now, this one jumps out at me as I think about all the people right now, all of us, as you can see, working from home. In our study on flowers and plants in the workplace, this one was conducted by Texas A&M University, the research showed that women and men demonstrated more innovative thinking, idea generation, and problem solving in the office environment that included flowers and plants. Pretty powerful stuff. In another study that we commissioned at Rutgers, study participants showed a significant increase in happiness and positive moods when flowers were present. Let's face it, flowers are the antidote to so much of what we're experiencing right now, which is exactly why we've been creating social media and website graphics and other marketing tools for the last several months to help our industry remind consumers that flowers can help, that they offer healing in a time when you can't connect and you really need that connection, and that our industry, can do that in a safe and convenient way. But how can we help force this issue even more? By putting flowers in the hands of consumers in a safe, convenient way that works for everyone. After talking to dozens of Petal It Forward participants from past years, we've realized that not only is it doable, but 2020 can be our most important Petal It Forward yet, in a year when some people might need it most. Petal It Forward has always been a flexible event. We've always encouraged participants to do giveaways that work for their business. With some targeted support materials and some new tools and guidance, we are confident we can help the industry Petal It Forward successfully in a year when we need it more than ever. So let's talk a little bit about how to make Petal It Forward work in a time of social distancing. In years past, participants would send their teams out to the busiest intersections in town to hand out flowers. So that's not viable this year. But instead, think about centralized locations you can bring your flowers to: hospitals, schools, nursing homes, fire stations. Coordinate with the managers there ahead of time and provide the signage that reads something like "Take two and share some with someone else." You can make your own signs or use SAF's artwork, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. Leverage existing distribution channels. If your business sends out deliveries every day, why not make the most of existing deliveries on October 21st by sending an extra floral gift, urging the recipient to pass it on? Each delivery can have instructions that the recipient should take an extra bouquet and petal it forward to a neighbor or friend. Why not offer curbside pickup? 5 months into COVID, we've all mastered the art of curbside pickup, right? Include 2 extra bouquets with every order that's picked up. You can put signage out in front of your business, encouraging passersby to, of course, first and foremost, observe social distancing and take 2 and share one with someone else. Encourage community members to honor heroes. This pandemic has no shortage of them. So why not use Petal It Forward to shine a light on the selflessness of local healthcare professionals, frontline workers, teachers, parents turned homeschool instructors, and more. Now, all of this sounds like a lot of work, but it doesn't mean that you yourself need to be a hero. Many in our industry we know are operating with small crews, struggling to keep up with all of the brisk daily business, not to mention planning for a holiday in these uncertain times. It's difficult, but Petal It Forward doesn't have to be complicated to be successful. In fact, the more streamlined it is, the more successful and safe it's likely to be. Fortunately, it's very adaptable. There is no cookie cutter way to do Petal It Forward. Here's just a recap of some examples of ways that you can make it both safe and effective. Add a free bouquet for every delivery your team makes on October 21st. Deliver an arrangement and a few dozen Petal It Forward bouquets or stems to several local businesses that are currently taking walk-in traffic, and ask them to Petal It Forward to their customers. Have a surprise Petal It Forward bouquet given to each customer who has a pickup on October 21st. Deliver 2 surprise bouquets to your top 30 or 40 customers. The key here is just to make sure your recipients know what you're asking them to do and why, that you're asking them to Petal It Forward. to share a flower bouquet with an unsuspecting recipient so they can bring some happiness to someone's day. Why? Because science proved that flowers make people happy. You can just have pre-printed cards and stickers or tags to convey this. You can use your own or SAF's ready to go artwork. So use the tools. Let's talk about those tools. We have retooled our tools to help with this year's campaign. We have artwork that you can put on a mask that you can have printed. We also have flower card artwork, and this artwork will talk about the scientific research, and it will encourage people to take one of those bouquets and pass it along to someone else. We also have all kinds of social media graphics that you can use as you're working up to the event and on the day of the event as well. And you can also see our t-shirt artwork in this photo as well. We have t-shirts if you want to have t-shirts made up for your teams. In addition, we're going to have a sandwich board artwork made up because we know a lot of people are really going to take that option of either setting up buckets right outside the shop, or they're going to want to bring their buckets to another kind of location, maybe a busy location, and maybe have one staff member standing nearby, but you're going to need that sandwich board artwork to really explain the event. We're creating that artwork and you can customize it for your own shop. But again, a sandwich board is easy to do yourself as well. And one thing I'm going to mention with all these tools is all these tools are available at no cost for downloading for SAF members. So if you're a member, they're yours for the taking. If you're not a member, we hope you'll join. But if you're not in a position to, you can also make these types of things yourself. I'll just say we make it a little bit easier to do that, but you certainly can do this without the SAF tools. Now, one thing I haven't really focused on much yet is the social and PR value of this event. You really want to encourage your customers that you pass these bouquets out to share their Petal It Forward experience on their social media channels. And that hashtag Petal It Forward, of course, makes that obvious and easy. Let me just show you sometimes what can happen when you do this. And I'm just going to show a handful of posts here, but they're literally like thousands and thousands each year that get posted, and it's so fun to watch. So in this one shot that we're looking at right now, this is a really fun shot on the left of the ladies at a shop called Expressions Unlimited, and they're posting about how excited they are to get started with the event. And on the post on the right, it's so great because you kind of see it come full circle. A flower recipient posted, there are ladies wearing tutus handing out free bouquets on Poinsettia Highway. What a nice way to start out a Wednesday. I just love that. Let's see, on this next slide, we've got a really nice collage of different shots. I want to just point out this one, the lady in the hospital on the upper right there. She posted that her newborn daughter had just received flowers and that 500 bouquets were donated to the hospital as a result of hashtag Petal It Forward. So you'll really see that it goes viral, right? Your customers are going to post that they got something, and then all of their friends, of course, are going to see it. And there are people maybe who haven't received flowers, and then they're going to comment on it. As you can see on the one on the far left, a woman comments, "Cool stuff in the feed today. I don't have flowers to show, but doesn't it make you instantly feel better? Hashtag Petal It Forward. Great idea." I love this next post too. Okay, so we all know Instagram is all about photos, and this is certainly a photo that's going to get attention. This guy talks about how he left the gym and someone gave him a flower. And he writes, "Such a beautiful act that immediately made me happy. Happiness doesn't result from what we get, but what we give." And then he goes on to encourage his followers, his friends, his guy friends. You know, he's like, "Hey guys, you should do this too." In other words, you should buy some flowers and give them to a couple people. Again, with that powerful hashtag Petal It Forward, hashtag Petal It Forward, hashtag your recipients can really help make this go viral. And what's great that we see across the board when the consumers are posting these, they're really mentioning the shop, the name of the floral business. So the businesses that are doing this are really getting a lot of love out of this. Petal It Forward efforts can also be a really powerful story for the traditional media too, like news stations and publications. We've compiled some of that coverage in this video that we'll watch here quickly.
you've heard of Pay It Forward, but how about Petal It Forward?
Hundreds of florists across the country will be passing out flowers to random people today as a random act of kindness.
Florists are going to be handing out pairs of flower bouquets, one to keep and one to give away. It's meant to ease stress while also brightening someone's day.
It's all part of Petal It Forward, a national campaign by the Society of American Florists to share a random act of kindness.
Recipients received 2 flower arrangements, one for themselves and one for someone else, because that's how florists roll.
This is our favorite day of the year.
That's when staff members load up the vans and head into the community, handing out free bouquets.
It's just a feel-good day for florists all over the country, starting with the growers. It's like we're on a high for giving away flowers, and we're making people's day. One's for you, and one's for you to pass to somebody that you don't know. And that's just the way we're going to pass the love.
Organizers say research done at Rutgers has shown both those who give and receive flowers are happier. About 400 florists participated across the country. There's been a study and research that has said getting flowers improves people's emotions. It's just giving back to the community and seeing people's faces light up with smiles.
I think it's lovely. It's nice. It'll make a couple people's day in the office, so it'll be nice to pay it forward.
Organizers say the event generated lots of positive energy and was uplifting to many.
Power of just receiving this simple bloom today just totally shook her out of where her mind was, and she said she got very emotional. And those are the stories that, you know, encourage us to do what we do.
It gives somebody a special smile and makes them feel, you know, happy that they received something just out of the kindness of someone's heart.
Having flowers around significantly reduces your level of stress, as well as increases your mood. It's just nice to be able to do something nice for someone else. And if one person does a good deed, they pass it on to somebody else, and it kind of continues on from there.
Using flower power to make people smile.
It does make me feel good. I can't go and get everybody I meet $100 bill, but I can do this so that it's peddled forward by a lot of people.
I think it's a momentum starter because, yes, we provided the flowers for people today, but maybe people will actually care on their neighbor or check on their neighbor more often. A flower is the starting point to something bigger, hopefully.
I think that's so important for people to understand that it's that simple, and it can change your day, and then you can change someone else's day.
And I love they handed out 2 sets of flowers. You get to keep one, and they want you to give one out to somebody else.
That's very nice.
Spread
Yeah,
the
look
love.
forward.
Yes.
Okay, so how do you get that kind of coverage? Well, media advisories and press releases are a great way to get media attention before and during your event. We have templates for these that you can customize with your business information to make that really easy. You might consider sending reporters a media advisory with 2 bouquets, one to keep and one to share, so they have the opportunity to experience the concept of Petal It Forward. We have step-by-step guidance on developing your media kit, courting reporters, media talking points, and so much more at safnow.org. In fact, this is actually a great project for an intern or a part-timer, or for one of your college kids who might be doing school this summer, this fall online at home. It's a great project for them to get that media piece together. It's not that difficult. And in the meantime, you might get all of your media contacts cleaned up, right? Use it as an excuse to kind of get that media list cleaned up and really develop those relationships. And if you already have those relationships with editors, by all means, just reach out to them and let them know that this is going on so that they're aware of it, you know, a week or so ahead of the event. So let's see, we have step-by-step on all of that on the website. So finally, a quick summary of the key components for a successful social and traditional media strategy. First thing I want to mention is make it Petal It Forward one day only. It's really common. We hear from florists who take part in this. They love it so much. Their teams love it so much. And they say, gosh, we should really do this more often. Why don't we do this year round? And why it's certainly up to you to do flower giveaways year round. By all means, go for it if you can do that. But the real magic in Petal It Forward getting that kind of media coverage is that it just takes place on one day. It's one day only, and that the editors hear that it's one day, and there are florists, there are businesses rather, floral businesses, any segment can take part. growers, suppliers, and they do, but that there are floral businesses all around the country on this one single day that are peddling it forward. That's what makes it interesting to the media. So this year, that day is October 21st. And again, so it's that one day. That's what makes it a great story. Reach out to the media, take advantages of the contacts that you have, try and develop new ones, map out your social strategy, and use our sample press release templates, media talking points, social messages, and shareable graphics. It really does make that piece of it a lot easier and more successful if you take advantage of those tools. And again, you can find those at safnow.org, and anyone on our team too can help you make use of those. So now what? What do you do now? Well, first, of course, save the date for October 21st, 2020. Register your business that you're taking at safnow.org to let us know that you're taking part in it. The reason we like to do this is we like to keep account of how many businesses are participating so that we can let the media know as well, and we can let you know how many businesses are participating, because that's a nice angle that you can share with your local editors as well. So register at safnow.org. And also, if we have you registered, we know if we're updating any of our tools, or if there's anything we want to make sure that you're aware of going on with the event, we'll make sure that you get that information via email. Then, of course, you want to coordinate with your team as well as your vendor partners. Figure out who on your team can do what. It's a pretty short list of to-do items to pull this event together, but you do want to coordinate it. Most businesses I talk to, they're working on it generally in early October. Some might be planning their media outreach, but they're really kind of thinking it through in October. It doesn't take more than 2 or 3 weeks to pull it together. Of course, if you want to do all that pre-planning now, even better. You have it done, you can set it aside and go about your September and October, and then be ready that week before the event to really hit the ground running with what you need to do. By all means, plan out that social media strategy. We have tons of sample posts that we can use, that you can use to make that easy. During the event, please share your stories with us. Let us know. You can just go on our website and on live chat and share what you're doing, or email anyone on the SAF team. Share your stories with us so we can share those with the rest of the industry. And if you're interested in participating, or if you just want to learn more, again, you can go on safnow.org, and we have live chat, and anyone on our team will pop up if it's during business hours. Otherwise, you can just leave a question and we'll get back to you. Or you can reach out to Stephanie Brady on our team. That's at sbrady@safnow.org to ask her any questions. I am a big fan. Everyone on our team is a big fan of this event. And I would go so far as to say that anyone who has done this in their area with their business is also a big fan of this event. And so I'm a big proponent of this. As I wrap this up, I really want to emphasize the most important point with Petal It Forward. This is a time for our industry to shine and to really help people find ways to connect. People who are struggling with their mental health and feelings of isolation. We understand the healing power of flowers. We see it every single day. So let's share that knowledge and that experience with communities across the country who are hungry for good news and positive feelings, and Petal It Forward on October 21st. Thank you, and I hope you'll participate. And again, thank you, Cindy, for the honor of being here to be able to talk about this event at IFE. I hope everyone has a great show.
Well, thank you, Kate. I think everybody will agree that if there was a year to do this, this is the year to do it. And if you need any more information, as Kate mentioned, please go to safnow.org, and everything you want to know will be there. And another thing, be a member, become a member, because this is only a small portion of what SAF does for our industry. And boy, we need all the help we can get right now. So go to the website, learn this plus many more things. Please join, become a member. It's very valuable for not just October, but for the entire year. SAF's a great resource in marketing materials, information, customer data, you name it, it's there. You'll find it on the website, and a great staff of people to help us as we go along the way. So please, if you need more information, safnow.org, or contact, as Kate mentioned, somebody in the chat room, and they will certainly get you the information you need. So on behalf of International Floriculture Industry, this is Cindy Hanauer and today's guest educator, Kate Penn. Kate, thank you so much. And everybody, thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.